Greetings, wrestling fans, and welcome to another edition of the Julian and GK podcast. I'm your host, Julian, and joining me, as always, is my co-host, actor, comedian, and a shoo-in to be the next Bachelor on ABC, GK. What's going on, man?
Man, I don't know, man. I don't know if I can handle such a responsibility. I mean, so far, Rachel Lindsay is carrying the torch, the mantle, very well.
Yes.
But we're only 2 episodes in, like I told you.
Yeah, you did the impossible and convinced me to watch The Bachelor. I got through 1 hour of the first episode because you didn't tell me that these episodes were 2 hours long. And unless something's like wrestling or basketball, 2 hours is a lot of time to invest. But I did get through the first hour, and I must say I'm really enchanted with this girl. Like I could see why America loved her so much. Like she's very appealing. She's beautiful. She has a great personality, and I could see myself watching this show simply because of her, because she has that type of star factor.
Right, and she's got a dog with a broken leg.
Yeah, I saw that, and I was like, "How did she make a dog with a broken leg look cute?" It's like everything about it. It's just, and like one of the guys said it. It's like she's like a Disney princess, and that's really what it felt like. I felt like I was watching a Disney movie with her. It's crazy.
Right, but if you watched the first hour, then you saw that one-on-one date where they went to like that doggy club pool thing.
Yeah.
Come on, man. And you watched the first hour of the second episode. You didn't even watch the first episode, the one I told you about, when all 31 dudes pop out the limo and meet her for the first time.
That is the one that I watched. I watched the first episode, the first hour.
What? No. The first episode, the very, very first episode,
yes,
the season premiere, when she meets them all for the first time.
Yeah, the first episode, that's where they profiled her. They showed that she got her heart broken last season by that handsome white dude whose name I don't know. And then she was walking around with her dog, and she met some old ladies in the park who like loved her and said that they're rooting for her and that she finds a good guy and don't have sex on the first date. And then she met all the guys. Well, no, I didn't get to the part where she met all the guys yet. I just got to the part where they profiled all the guys, including our dog Kenny King. And then I got to where she met like 2 of them when they popped out of the limo, and that's it. That's all I've gotten up to so far.
What's the point of watching the profile and not watching her meeting the guy?
Listen, I did not know it was 2 hours, so I started watching it when my wife and daughter fell asleep at like 11:30 before I had to go to work the next day. So I was like, oh, let me check out The Bachelor. It's an hour, so I'll be asleep by like 12:15, 12:30, which is when I normally go to bed. And then I saw it was 2 hours long. I said, damn to hell, this is long as hell. And I said I'll finish it tomorrow, but then things got in the way and life got in the way, and I didn't get a chance to finish it. But I am going to finish it either tonight or tomorrow. I'm off this weekend. I'm gonna catch up on both episodes.
Man, well, you're lucky that ABC is still trying to test the waters with this little experiment here, because usually what they do, which is why they're extra smart, you think Talking Smack is lit?
Mm-hmm.
You think the Raw after show was lit?
Yeah.
You need to see the Bachelor after show that they did as a little experiment last season, and it was lit. I'm telling you, like, you have A-list celebrities coming on this show, and they're getting starstruck meeting Bachelor people.
Wait, they have a Bachelor after show?
No, see, that's what I'm saying. You're lucky, because that's adding an extra hour. They're not doing it for this season because they clearly don't know where they stand in society yet. They want to see how it plays out, because they're really living on the edge here with the Black Bachelorette.
Wait, so you're telling me that it's really like 3 hours long when they add that on?
A real Bachelor experience. If you really want to get down on the Bachelor experience,
yeah.
and this is for beginners and veterans of the Bachelor, I'm going to give you 2 tips to optimize your Bachelorette viewing experience. 2 tips. 1, it is like a sport. And they actually have a fantasy league where you win prizes. I am not making that up.
They have a Bachelor...
ESPN, and you can actually play weekly fantasy or just pick who she's going to pick overall for prizes. Not making that up.
What is this? I feel like I'm in an alternative reality. I didn't even know all this stuff existed.
Right. That's number 1. All right? So because it's a sport, you need to treat it and watch it as a sport, meaning you watch it as a party. Watching The Bachelor or Bachelorette just by yourself, like a regular show, does not give you the optimum viewing experience. You have to watch it with a group.
Mm-hmm.
So you can talk about it, yell at the TV, criticize, all that, just like you do any sporting event. Yeah. Drink, all that stuff. But that's probably the best way. Like, Bachelor viewing parties is the joint. I'm telling you, if you ever watch... All right, you got to stick around to the end of the season. So when they actually do the finale...
Yeah.
All right, and there's actually a part where in The Bachelor or Bachelorette, they crash all these random homes and sororities and all that stuff in LA because they have huge Bachelor viewing parties. Like damn near... I'm talking like sororities, like 50, 60 girls like be watching it weekly.
That's crazy.
All right. And then they surprise them and they break in and like da 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 da. But number two, which is the other way to view it, which is the one I do, because no new friends. You put it on DVR, you record it, and then when you watch it, you make sure you fast forward not through just the commercials, but if you really want to get through it and really cut those 2 hours like even more than half, you fast forward through the one-on-one dates.
Okay.
Because every episode she'll do a one-on-one date, a bunch of group dates, and the really suspenseful one is if she does a two-on-one date, where she chooses where it doesn't matter where they are on the earth.
Yeah.
She goes out with two people at once, and then she's going to choose one, and then they just leave that person there at the spot.
Oh, damn.
There was a Bachelor season, like 2 seasons ago, with this farmer, Chris.
Yeah.
He went out with 2 girls, and they were on, like, the top of a mountain in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
So, like, he gave the rose to one, and then they both hopped up in an elevator and just left her on the top of a mountain. I'm telling you.
That's so ruthless. How do you get dumped on the top of a mountain?
I'm telling you, it's so cutthroat. But yeah, but the one-on-one dates are all the same. Like, oh, I need to see if there's anything there, and then they have dinner, and they never eat the food. That is my biggest problem with The Bachelor. I mean, now that they're getting a little racially diverse, that is no longer my biggest problem with The Bachelor.
Yeah.
The problem is they do these fancy-ass dates, and then they have these fancy-ass dinners, and no one touches the food. Like, the food is not even there. It's like nobody went through all this work to show their culinary expertise to prepare that meal for their naughty asses.
Oh, man.
Like, for real, watch. Those are there's 2 things that irk me. They never eat the food, and it hasn't happened yet, and I'm wondering what they're going to do here because we have a black bachelorette. But every other date, it'll end, like, if she gives him the rose, like, they kiss, like, hey, do you want to keep the rose and stay another week? She's like, yeah, I'd love to, da-da-da.
Yeah.
And they get up from the dinner table because they're not full because they didn't eat anything. And then she's like, okay, I have another surprise for you. And then they'll walk out somewhere, and then there's going to be, like, an arbitrary white musician that nobody knows. That's giving a free concert outside out of nowhere. It's always someone that nobody. It's like it's the most like abstract person, and then whoever's on the show has to act like, oh my god, I can't believe this person's here.
So they pretty much just have to pretend like they know who the hell this person is, even though ABC pretty much has got the cheapest person they could find.
Right, exactly. Like last season they had one half of Lady Antebellum, like the dude.
What? I don't even know who the dude in Lady Antebellum is.
You know what I mean? And then I was like, oh my god, I love Charles Kelly. Oh my god. Like, what?
Oh my god, no. Oh no. See, like you're really sucking me into this whole bachelorette subculture. Like it's like it sucked me in that first hour. If I didn't have to get up early for work the next day, I would have watched the whole show, and I could already see I'm going to watch the whole season. Like, damn it, Germ! Like you've introduced another show in my life. I have too many shows. I need to get rid of them, not add another one.
31 dudes are playing dress up to hit on the same girl. Come on, man. You know that's drama. And it's 31 diverse dudes. Come on. One of the front runners right now, his opening line to her was, yeah, I'm about to go black and I don't want to go back.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that and I was like, oh no. And she's so magical that she smiled with it and gave him compliments. I'm like, yo, she's so nice. Like, oh God, I want this girl to meet someone and fall in love. She's so nice. I'm already rooting for her, and I've only watched an hour. So I can imagine for someone like you who've watched all the seasons and saw her last year, like how you must be feeling about this.
Just imagine the class and the swag and the steez you must have to meet 31 people and knowing that the whole world is going to be watching this and still be very, very classy and very engaging.
Yes.
To give all 31 people that feeling like, oh man, she's cute and she digs me, when you know she does not dig all 31 people. There's no chance.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like she's so sweet. And it's like, I don't know if it's a front or if that's just how she genuinely is, but it comes across as genuine. And
right, that's what I'm saying. And that's no easy feat.
No.
Look, I'll close this out like this. Like I said, we're only 2 episodes in. Right? And wrestling fans, Katie King is still in it.
Yeah, yes. That's good. That's good. I like Kenny. I like that. I didn't even know that Kenny had a daughter until I saw the show. So
and she's 10.
Yes. So I learned something. And also by seeing that like, Kenny on this, I'm now hoping that he's able to like, get back in the WWE somehow.
Right. And Kenny King is being Kenny King. He's calling himself the Playboy Pitbull and all that, right?
Yeah.
So Kenny's not fronting, right? And he's not one of the last men. Like he's actually doing well.
Yeah, and that's what I like, and I like that on the show they made him like say that he's a professional wrestler and that's his profession. Because I've seen Kenny King on other reality shows, and he's also always labeled as like a dancer or something else, pretty much not pro wrestler, because they act like that's too like, oh no, like we can't say he's a pro wrestler, that's not a career. But they actually like had him come out and say straight up, yes, I'm a pro wrestler, this is my occupation. So I kind of dig that. So big ups to The Bachelor and ABC and Kenny King for doing it.
Right, and okay, he hasn't gotten a kiss yet, which is crucial. And let me point out, one of the most fascinating things is, do you know that it wasn't until damn near the end of this second episode, and with a black bachelorette, and with a mostly diverse cast of men, that a black dude actually got a kiss on this show?
Wow.
Tell you, man, brothers be doing horribly on this show. I am telling you. Anyway, but yeah, not only is Kenny King still in it, not only are they acknowledging his profession as a professional wrestler, because most of these people be coming on the show, they ain't got no damn job. Come on, man, the Waboom dude. His profession is Waboom.
Yes, some of the titles that these dudes had for their jobs, I'm like, you ain't got no real job, bruh. You made that up.
Yeah, they're not even trying to pretend this dude has work. Anyway, and the second hour of this last episode blew Twitter social media up. It is the blackest hour in the history of The Bachelor, and again, that's not saying much. But not only is it Rachel Lindsay, the Bachelorette, wearing Jordans.
Oh, what?
Group date where all her men are playing basketball.
Oh man.
Being coached by 19-time All-Star and NBA leading scorer all-time Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Oh, that is the blackest moment. It doesn't get much more black than that. And and I saw in the first episode that I watched that she could hoop, and I'm like, yo, this chick, she plays hoop. She's a lawyer. She's sweet. She has a dog with a broken leg that's still like ridiculously cute. It's like she's not a real person. It's like she's a made up like fairy tale.
Son, like yo, and tell you, everybody's on this. Like yo, one of the 31 dudes is a dude who used to play pro ball. Mm-hmm. Won ball and played pro ball.
Yeah.
So his only FaceTime on the whole thing was him getting out of the limo.
Oh damn.
Like he got cut the first night, right?
Damn.
Let that slide, and they saw that, and you can Google it if you want. I'm not even gonna tell you his name. I think his name is Mike. Mm-hmm. Yo, some dude actually set Luther Vandross one shining moment to his like 24 seconds of FaceTime.
Oh damn.
Like I clicked it thinking like, okay, oh he's a pro. Let me see some of his pro highlights. Nah.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm telling you, son. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, the show was real.
Yeah, see, you finally, after years, got me all aboard the Bachelorette chain. Now I can't wait to watch it after we get off the phone and catch up, because like I said, this was so all the people out there who don't want to give the Bachelorette a chance, I'm vouching for it as someone who's never been into the Bachelor franchise. Give it a chance. It's actually pretty good, and you might like it.
And real celebs in it. I told you the first date of the second episode is being hosted and run by Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis.
See, that's amazing. I didn't even know that like it was had clout like that to be bringing in celebrities. I thought it was just like I basically just thought it was a classier version of Flavor of Love. That's how I always envisioned The Bachelor.
Flavor of Love will never have ABC's budget. They fly all over the world, my dude. Like yo, they do dates that you and I would never dream of. Like look, man, like yo, if ABC is paying me to wear fly suits, take jets, planes, automobiles, and we're gonna go through the Brazilian rainforest. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And we're gonna skydive, from the Blue Lagoon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I don't care who's with me. Like you're finding me attractive if we don't die.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. When you get whisked away to all these exotic locations, how could you not fall in love? And that brings me to another point. We need to get you on The Bachelor already. Like you're like the biggest fan of this show. You've been telling me about this show for like I feel like a decade.
Do not label me that. I'm a big fan of realness. I'm a big fan of the fascinating social scientific study of people on camera trying to find love and date and mate.
Okay.
All right. And The Bachelor is just the top is just the cream of the crop of that. I used to be into the Millionaire Matchmaker too. Was it a great show? No. How that girl, Patty Stanger, put all these millionaires, making all these people pay six figures and up for her services.
Yeah.
All she would do is tell them, you're wrong, I'm right. 2-drink minimum, no sex for monogamy. If the girls aren't digging you, it is your fault because you're a pig. When she's not acknowledging herself, you don't think any of these girls you're throwing their way are gold diggers? You really think that they're out with them for the reason besides that they're millionaires?
Exactly.
And on TV? Hey, Patty, where's your relationships at?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's why I could never watch that show because I was just like, who is this lady to be telling people, like, giving them advice? Like, she did not look like the type of person who was the best to dole out this type of advice.
Yeah, I mean, look, and on the flip side, it's so fascinating to see these people, mostly dudes, that are so successful in their professional lives. And they have no social skills or common sense with their personal lives because what they do in their professional lives works.
Yeah.
Figure what it's going to work personally, and it doesn't.
Yes, it's very true. Like as someone who has worked in finance, I can attest to the fact that people who have a lot of money, a lot of them are very socially awkward. Like you would think, like a lot of people have this fantasy, like, oh, if I'm a millionaire, if I have this much money, I'll be so suave and like afford it. No, some people just don't have swag, and you can give them all the money in the world, and they are just socially awkward.
Right, I call it the suit theory. Like, have you ever seen like your boss or someone else's boss or someone who has a high standing somewhere? Mm-hmm. Like you see them in their office or in their working environment. You're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
That dude. But then you see them in normal life. You see them at the gym.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see them at Dwayne Reed by Walgreens buying Robitussin. You're like, wait, that's you?
Yes, I fully get that analogy. There was a CEO at a company I worked for, and anytime I'd see him, he'd like, always wear these like expensive suits, and like, he just like looked like on top of the world. And then I was just outside one day, and he was just in like a hardware store buying like light bulbs, and I was like, oh, this dude is regular as hell. Like there's nothing special about him at all. It's just that when you see somebody in a suit and they're always like above you because they're always like projecting from a stage or talking to their employees from like a lifted up level, like they seem on another like plateau, but they're really not. They're like just regular like you and I, and some of them are just awkward as hell in real life.
Yeah, see, those are the shows I watch. I've never watched the Love and Hip Hop. I've never watched the Real Housewives.
Yeah.
I don't watch none of that, but I'll watch Dating Naked.
I that Dating Naked show freaked me out, man. I'm not even going to lie. Like, it was way too much man ass cheek. I couldn't deal with it. It's like, because they, like, I was used to, the shows in the 90s where they would blur the ass. They had a little bit of, decorum. But this show, it was just asses everywhere. I was like, I said, I feel uncomfortable. This is too much booty for me.
No, but think about it, right? If you're meeting butt naked, then what is there to be ashamed of? It's all out there. Like, okay, there's nothing left to do but find out if we really connect. That's it.
I just don't understand. How can you sit there and have a conversation with someone when you are butt naked? Like, I can understand if you've been with a person for a while and you butt naked because you feel you have that level of comfort. But just imagine you show up on a blind date and your blind date is naked as hell. Like, how can you just have a conversation?
Clearly, you've never dated a stripper.
Well, yeah, we know with you, Germ, like GK can pull them all. Like,
man, my friend does porn. Remember?
Yes. So you have connections all throughout the industry.
Yeah, of course. So yeah, I watched Dating Naked, man, and there's a show on its 4th season right now. It's called Married at First Sight.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that show.
Oh, right there. Yeah, it's arranged marriages, but American.
Yeah.
Yeah, these 6 people or a touch of the people, but they trust these quote unquote experts, and they're only expert. Like they've had 3 seasons, so that's what 9 couples. I think only 2 are still together.
Oh wow.
And every couple that is not of color.
Yeah.
Every couple that is of color. Mm-hmm. Disaster.
Yeah, I would think so. Like I would just like in 2017, like
altar. You meet at the altar. You have to have a real wedding right then and there with the person that the quote unquote experts matched you up with, and then you have to be married for 6 weeks. You have to go on the honeymoon. You have to move in together. All that stuff. And then at the end of 6 weeks, you have to decide if you want to stay married or get a divorce. It's real.
Yeah, see that can't work in today's society. Like arranged marriages could work in like the 20s when before the age of social media and the internet and whatever, when people were just like, oh well, like I guess this is what it is. But now that it's too much. Like you need to have for a relationship to last nowadays, and this is my message for the days, boys and girls. You have to have a deep like emotional connection to that person because there's too many options nowadays. It's not like back in the day where you just like, okay, well this is the person I met and I kind of like her or him, so I guess I'll stay with her. Now you can literally go on an app and see like 300 people that live like within 5 blocks from you that you could hook up with that night. It's too many options.
Right, or at least 300 people that live 5 blocks from you that you think you can talk with.
Yeah, exactly.
And that is why the new status quo doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody feels so empowered by all these options that they feel they have, even though they don't really have them. They just have access to them. So what is happening now is we're in a very impersonal time where it's easier to find dates now. It's easier to have access to people to go on dates with.
Yeah.
It's that much harder to connect.
Mm-hmm.
Through. So that stuff you're talking about, you have to find, and so it's that much more of a crapshoot to meet someone that you hit it off with instantly. And it's harder to hit it off with somebody instantly if you feel that you have all these other options all the time, or that you can do something better with the next login than the next swipe to the right.
Yep.
So it's the wild, wild west now, especially in a place like New York. Like you can try going out in real life. You can try just going out to a bar and you see a girl across your way, like you catch her eye, she catches your eye. You take that as a green light. You go up to her. Make sure your swag's right. Make sure your breath doesn't smell like tapas. And then you get there, and then she just can't stop staring at her phone.
Yep.
Little do you know, she has so many other matches. And she's probably waiting for the time difference to sink in so she can go back to her crib and FaceTime her quote-unquote boyfriend in Nicaragua.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
With her girlfriend.
It's crazy. Like, have you started watching Master of None yet?
The second season, not, because I don't have Netflix. Y'all be stingy with them passwords.
Ugh, all right. I'm going to have to hook you up with the password so you can watch it. Because, there's an episode, on this, and it reminded me of you because I remember you talking to me about this and, dating, in the age of social media and all these apps, where the whole episode just focuses on Aziza Ansari's character, Dev, and, meeting up with all these girls he met from this app, and it shows all these different dates he's gone on within, the, a 5-night radius, and how he's dating girls, some that are good, some that are crazy, some that already have boyfriends. It's just showing the wide spectrum of how dating in today's world and how crazy it is.
That's what I'm saying, man. I know people, there's people in my circles, they go on 2-3 dates a day.
That's crazy.
Or in a day. Because you can keep swiping, you have access to do it, especially if you're traveling.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give them that. I think if you travel, I think having an app or something like that is very efficient.
Yeah.
That I'll give you. But I'll give you an example of why I'm not cut out for something like online dating and why it's tough for me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or why it was tough for me. So I had this really old phone, right?
Yeah.
I'd be meeting these girls and then they'd be giving me the number, right?
Yeah.
But my phone wasn't futuristic George Jetson enough to just copy and paste and put in my contacts.
Yeah.
And I'm still old school. I don't be putting. I have a rule. I need your first and last name to be in my contacts.
Yeah, that is very old school.
Right, but then if I did that, then all my contacts would be random girls. Right? So pretty much my SMS messages was all text with random phone numbers.
Yeah.
So after a while, I was like, yo, this is a lot to keep up with. So I had to start writing them down. Start writing the numbers down, handwritten, just to even put them in my phone.
That's crazy.
This is how I started texting in the first place. Right? So one time, there was this girl that I'd gone on a few dates with or whatever, right? And she finally made it back to my place.
Mm-hmm.
Right? She asked to come back even though I had something to do in the morning, and I did not expect that. I didn't clean my place up at all. I just got my taxes back. I had that out.
You got all your info all over the place.
I went to a karaoke bar. I sang so well that one of the girls in the bar, she's like, I like you. You family. And then she went to give me dab, and then she gave me weed.
Oh man, that's great.
I'm Jamaican, but yo, I don't know what to do with weed. No, like she gave me like a few buds, and like yo, I was running around the streets of New York City, like forgetting. I wore the same denim jacket all week. Thursday, I was like, yo, where's my dry cleaning receipt? Wait, what's this? Oh shit, I've been walking around with weed for 4 days.
Oh man, that's too funny.
Yeah, so I just threw it in a Ziploc bag and had that out. You know what I mean? Like, so I had all my stuff out, right? So I'm like, all right, you can come in, just don't judge me, because you know you come, you know what I mean? Because you know you're coming into into a single dude's room.
Yeah.
So she comes in, right? She got up before me. She was leaving in the morning before me. So I'm like half awake, half asleep.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking, okay, before she leaves, she'll come in, and she'll like say, goodbye or like kiss me or whatever. And then the door slammed and nothing happened. So I was like, okay, I'll just snooze.
Yeah.
So I go out, I do what I have to do for the day. I come back later that night, right?
Yeah.
Come back and I see that she left some of her jewelry in my room, right?
Yeah.
So I send her a text because now I know how to text.
Yeah.
And I say, hey, everything good? You left the jewelry here, right? Mm-hmm. So then I go to my computer, my big PC.
Yeah.
And so I'm looking for the notepad where I write stuff on, which I always keep next to the computer, and it wasn't there.
Yeah.
Turned around, and then somewhere near the weed and my taxes,
yeah,
saw this note.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw a note, and I saw a couple of pages from that notebook torn out of it.
Uh-huh.
She saw her name on a list of girls' numbers, like 2 pages front and back.
Oh God.
She was like on page 3, towards the top middle. And not only that, like she just happened to be on the page where I don't know, for some reason I had like a hot 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I just couldn't wait, so I just started texting girls before I could officially put them in the notepad first.
Yeah.
So I just wrote like a whole bunch of names and some stats to remember who they are. You know what I mean? But I didn't write the numbers down.
Yeah.
So at least if she saw her name amongst a bunch of girls, names, stats, and the phone numbers, at least she could see like there's some like organization and there's some kind of context. But nah, she just happened to be in the top middle of the Helter Skelter page. Just a bunch of names.
So she was just mixed in with the bunch.
Stats were bad. It was like Nicole. It was like Natty, 31 PhD.
Mm-hmm.
Columbia, right?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. So yeah, I turn around and I see those 2 pages torn out and a note, and she said, "Thanks for last night. I hope everything goes well today. Natty, 31 PhD, Columbia."
Oh man. Damn, son.
See, like real players don't get caught. It's like, yeah, I'm not a player.
Exactly. You're not used to this. You wasn't expecting her over. She messed up. She messed your whole flow up.
Yeah, So yeah, that's yeah.
Damn, son. See, this is this is one of the times I'm not too mad about not being single right now, because the game is kind of crazy right now. I don't think I could keep up. I don't know how you guys do it.
Man, and hey, shout out to my boy from 3rd grade. He got married on Saturday. I was the best man, but that's not nearly as important as him getting married. Woo.
Yeah, I saw that online. Congrats to him. It looked like everything was beautiful.
Yeah, man. And if you want, I mean, this wasn't the plan, but if you need somebody to be your host /MC/DJ /dance leader,
mm-hmm.
Yep, I'm the dude. And somehow I was given that mantle as soon as we got there. I had never been there. I had to carry his laptop everywhere. You know what I mean? I had to DJ. I had to do everything.
Yeah, you're the one who gets the party started, man. You did it at my wedding. You do it at all functions. You get the crowd going.
Exactly. In addition to my best man speech.
Yes, which I'm sure was epic.
Right, in addition to everybody else, introducing everybody else and making everybody dance, and getting all generations of all different people to get up and dance and eat and watch them cut the cake and all that, just all on the fly.
See, that could be your side hustle, man. You could just go to random events and then just get the party started.
Yeah, man. Do mitzvahs. I mean, no, like for real. Like I really know. Like I know what I'm doing. Like I know people. I know parties. I grew up in a nightclub.
Yeah.
Shout out to my pops. And,
Yeah, man. I
how it
still.
works.
Yeah, I still remember going to your pop's nightclub, and they had something like Miss Caribbean something, and it had some of the most beautiful women I've ever seen in my life. Like that's still a memory that sticks out to me to this day.
Oh, don't remind me that story. So yeah, I mean, so don't try to. My dad is not a Trump in any way, but he did have his own beauty pageant.
Mm-hmm.
Jamaica U.S. beauty pageant, which led to Miss Jamaica World, Miss Jamaica Universe, and then essentially Miss Universe, right?
Yeah.
So, and I'm telling you, man, like, yeah. So there was, and I practically grew up in that club, like, so I know the business, the bar, you know, the cat, like all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I used to help him out with the beauty pageants too.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah.
So this one year, it was like preordained for this one woman to win, and she looked like if Beyonce was Jamaican Chinese, and I'm not making this up, right? Her name was Violet, right?
Yeah.
So man, I was in love with her more than anybody could be in love with anybody. You know, I'm pudgy with my braces, still thinking I had a shot. But because I'm my dad's son, I'm like, you know, one day she told me like, hey, you know, don't worry, you'll be 18 soon. I'm like, oh man, can't wait, crossing dates off the calendar and everything. My 18th birthday was approaching, right? Mm-hmm. And then my dad is like, hey, you know, Jeremy, to break it to you, man, but you know, I have to take products off the market. We had to introduce her to this man, Germ. And Germ, you don't want to know what this man is, Germ. But, you know, I'm very happy for them. It's going to bring great business to the club, Germ. I'm like, wait, what?
You hooked up my dream woman with someone else?
You haven't seen me cross dates off a calendar for like 6 years? All right, look, who is this dude, Dad? Like, nah, Dad, like, look, Violet and I, like, yo, we had our thing, all right? Like, yo, Violet is mine, all right? So, yeah, tell me where this dude is. Let me check, yeah. As soon as he told me that, Violet is, that Dad hooked Violet up with, heavyweight champion of the world, Lennox Lewis, I had to quickly rethink my position.
You had to quickly say, you know what? I'm happy for Violet. Let her live her life. It's okay.
Here's the thing. I really was. I've never gone from so hot to so cold like that. I was like, aw.
Exactly. Like, oh, she got Lennox Lewis? All right. How can you be mad at that?
Yeah, 6 years quickly became aw. And yeah. I've lost count of how many kids they have. I don't know how they made that. I know they have more than one.
Yeah, see, and it's like, and you can't be mad at that. Like, you'd be like, oh, you know, I lost my woman. Who to? Lennox Lewis. They'd be like, oh, all right. That makes sense.
I'm telling you, man. I got my braces off. I was ready.
He's ready to go.
Yeah, son. Yeah. What are you going to do?
Yeah. All right, but we could reminisce about those pageants all day because they had women in there that made Rihanna look average. But we're gonna go into some of this wrestling talk.
Not according to KD.
Oh yeah, exactly. You saw.
Topic, my bad.
Yo, Rihanna, like she's the ultimate fan. Like either she's like obsessed with LeBron James in like a stalkerish, fatal attraction kind of way, or she's just the best friend in the world. Because it's crazy, like how amped she gets at his games.
Yeah, but you didn't see KD hitting James and giving her the stare down.
Oh yeah, he was, because she was yelling brick at him all night every time he shot.
Right, because the people don't know the story. You have to Google it. You have to go back to some of Kevin Durant's tweets from 2009 and 10, where he's having back and forth with like Little Boozy in there, talking about, man, I'd marry Rihanna. Man, I want to bite that booty. Da 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 da. He's been thirsting for Rihanna for years, and she knows it, but she ain't giving him no love because he ain't no king.
Exactly. Damn, son. Like she's like, not only is she like, nah, you ain't ever gonna get this, but I'm gonna cheer in your face for your competitor in the finals.
Right. Why do you think Kevin Durant went for the easiest 38 points you've ever seen? Like, why do you think he was so angry about it? Because Rihanna was right there. You think it was just about the finals in game one and beating LeBron?
No, it was like, this is what happened, girl. See, you broke my heart. I'm gonna break your team.
Like it doesn't matter. Like Jay-Z was there, Kevin Hart was there, some of the richest millionaires and billionaires in Silicon Valley were sitting there.
Yep.
Like, yo, at the end of the day, people are people. It's man, woman, and ball is ball.
Yeah.
Show out. No love. You better show out.
Yeah.
Exactly what that was, and I'm not making this up. Google it. Look at the clips. He's staring dead at her. It's like When the game is already out of hand, I'm telling you, people do not put enough value in stake. It could be sports, it could be wrestling, it could be especially in sports. The role women and spouses play.
Oh yeah. Yes. It's well I've always been a big proponent like women are the deciding factor for like the majority of what goes on in this world, whether it be politics, sports, whatever. Most men get into stuff because they want to impress some woman. That's the true nature of it if we're being real.
Right, a good woman will either raise your game
Yep.
or destroy it. It will either upgrade you or downgrade you. There's no in the middle. There's none. Chris Humphries is still in the league.
Yes. Yes.
Actually, for 2 months.
Yep. It's true. He's still getting by on that Kardashian name.
Exactly. James Harden went from second in the MVP race and the NBA player vote for best player in the league over Steph Curry.
Mm-hmm.
Then he started dating Khloe Kardashian. Then he didn't even make he didn't make any of the All NBA teams, and there's 3 of them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, those Kardashians, and then the rumors that Tristan Thompson might have gotten Khloe pregnant. And if that's true, we can just call the Warriors in 4 at this point.
That's what I'm saying. People don't realize how much this actually factors into the results in sports.
It's crazy, man.
Don't need gambling tips. It would be worth your while to know these things.
Yes, it's true. Like women can really mess up, especially when it comes to athletes. Because if they're like going through like a nasty breakup or whatever, like it can mess up their game to it. Because men like we don't have that capacity to like kind of brush. We could brush aside a lot of things, but not when it comes to women. It's like they can really mess our heads up.
Yeah, man. I mean, look, hey. Follow them on Instagram. This is how they all shoot their shots now.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because they get in too much trouble in the clubs.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm telling you, man, it's in everybody's best interest to know the people that are playing in these sports are human beings.
Yep.
All right, and if they ain't got their personal lives right, then there's also the breakup effect. Russell Westbrook is going to be the MVP this year because KD broke up with him.
Yep.
That's the vengeance you saw.
Oh yeah, that was pure. Like it was, you could see from the first game of the season that Westbrook was like, okay, if you're going to leave me, I'm going to make sure I win MVP. I'm going to show everybody that you were the problem, not me. Like that it's like that's what it was, like that vengeful, like when someone breaks up with you and you're trying to like get into another relationship right away, like, see, nothing's wrong with me, I'm in this happy relationship instantaneously, everyone loves me, the other person's a problem. That's pretty much how Westbrook was acting.
Exactly. And look, people like A-Rod again now because he's dating J-Lo. A-Rod, all that talent, all those years, only won a World Series the year he was dating Tori Wilson and Madonna.
Yeah. It's true.
It's no coincidence.
No.
It's no coincidence to me.
Yeah.
Serena Williams falls off, which I hope she doesn't. We know why.
Exactly.
Why?
Yeah. Like if she falls off because of that billionaire's baby, I'm never going to forgive him. Like don't do that to our queen.
Not letting that dude off the hook, man.
Yes, he'll never be able to live that down.
Oh man, John Morrison could have been a main eventer.
Oh man, Melina messed up his life. Like,
Melina just kept stepping out on him.
Oh, that's crazy, man. It's like, and the thing is, like, if you're John Morrison and you look the way you do and you still get cheated on, it's like you must feel like, damn. Like I have abs that could literally grate cheese on them, not figuratively, literally, and I got played numerous times.
Come on, man. Zack Ryder is now dating one of the girls from the last season of Tough Enough.
Yo, it's crazy.
I mean, what happened with him and Emma? We don't know.
Exactly. And then ever since Emma and Zach broke up, it's like Emma can't stay healthy.
Exactly. And neither can Zach.
Yeah, neither can Zach. Yeah, the two of them. They need each other. That's come on, Emma and Zach, get back together. Y'all, you see, when both of y'all were together, you were healthy. You were both like, doing well. Now look at you, injured, trying to look for love.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like Cena's worst year in WWE, his least favorite year, it's the year he was married for a hot minute.
Yeah. Oh, poor Cena. And married, but smashing literally every woman on the roster.
I mean, okay, let's be real. If you were him, though, listen, during that time, wasn't you?
Yeah, but it's crazy. Like, he literally smashed everyone on the roster. Like, Mickie James, Beth Phoenix, like, everyone that was in the company at the time, unless they were married, he smashed them. That is crazy. I don't know if any other wrestler's ever done that. Like slept with every woman in the company, every single one. That's
Well, the
crazy.
crazy part, for some reason, it's those people that have the biggest need to get married or be married.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I still have yet to fully put that whole thing together. Like, Ric Flair stays getting divorced.
Yeah, I don't get it. And me and my wife, my beautiful wife Jen, we constantly have this conversation where it's like I just like because we'll have friends and they'll like be with people or they are the person that they get in these relationships, but then they are like frequently cheating on the person they're with or like getting with other people, and we're just like, why? Like, why would you do that? If you enjoy sleeping around with a lot of people, why would you get in a committed relationship? It's just like there's people out there, especially in this day and age, there are clubs, there are groups that are literally just designed for hooking up. Like, we don't want to get in a relationship. We literally only want to hook up. But you're out there looking for relationships? Why? I don't get it.
Well, if both parties are open about it, then that's fine. That's different.
Yeah.
And like, if y'all prearrange that and that's your thing, because you both acknowledge which is the truth, that monogamy is not natural in human nature. It's just not.
Yeah, I have a couple of friends who believe that.
No, but think about it, right? I'm not promoting polygamy here.
You're not trying to move to Utah and get 3 wives.
No, but yeah, but when are you satisfied with one of anything, right? In any other aspect, do you have one friend? Do you eat one food?
Yeah, but I think when it comes to love, it's a little bit different because like people, like as humans, we have this like innate thing inside of us that we want to feel loved by one person and know that we're the only person that person loves. That it's not like you don't feel as special if somebody is like, oh, I love you, but I also love him, and I also love him, and I also love him. It's like, damn, well, what's special about me if you love like 5 different people?
Well, if you like the way you look that much, baby, you should go and love yourself. No, I don't know. I don't know how you can love multiple people at once. That's it. Like, maybe that's just me.
Yeah.
I mean, physical is physical. Maybe that's just a guy thing.
Yeah.
I can't be intimate with people at once. Like, that's a very limited space.
Yeah.
Me. But by that same token, monogamy, relationships, like it's still a choice, whether you're happy with that choice or not.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for example, Usain Bolt, right? I think we talked about this before. Remember, he stayed after the Olympics for like an extra 3 weeks just so he could run through all of the Brazilian women.
Yes.
At least all the women that happened to be in Brazil at the time, and then he got all those paparazzi photos of him just pretty much like swallowing girls' faces whole.
Yes, and shamelessly, and it's like, dude, you're Usain Bolt. Like, you could go back to the hotel room and smash all these women. Why would you do it in public when you have a fiance?
Right, but then GQ interviewed him afterwards, and they tried to get at him, talking about, why would you do that to your girlfriend? Like, why are you out there like that? Da 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 da. And then he said, which is true. Like, don't judge your culture based on my culture. And my culture, for better or worse, yeah, Jamaican culture, yeah. Running through multiple women, kids out of wedlock, it's kind of the norm.
But shouldn't we as Jamaicans be trying to change that? Because that is kind of the stereotype, because it is kind of the norm where Jamaican men love having numerous women.
And, I remember when I was in college, man, one of the speeches I did, I outlined the entire history of reggae music, right? Mm-hmm. And of course, I threw my dad in there. Shout out to my pops.
Yeah.
And then this one girl in the class, like, cool, white from Pennsylvania somewhere. Mm-hmm. She was mad cool. She was built thick, too. I had a real soft spot for her.
Yeah.
And then she asked out loud from the whole class, like, wait, you're Jamaican? I'm like, yeah. Wait, so how many people you cheated on? Do you cheat?
Oh, damn.
And then the whole class like, oh my God, this is the most racist thing I ever heard. But then I was like, no, she actually knows a thing or two.
Like, cause it's true. It's like, it's true. And I hate to say it, but it's like the majority of Jamaican men I know, like, they look at me like I'm an anomaly because they go, oh, you're with one woman and you're faithful for how many years? And they like look on at in amazement, like, how do you do it? And I'm just like, because I love her and stuff. And they're like, oh yeah, well, I love my girlfriend too, but I'm not only with her. And they look at me like I'm nuts.
Yeah, man. Like, Okay, and yeah, when we talk about having your personal life right, like who your mate is, really plays a role in your professional success. All right, let's go to Lauryn Hill for a second.
Yeah. Oh God.
All right, so Lauryn Hill, all right, you know what I mean? Married Rohan Marley, one of the Marley sons. Then after they had like their second kid, because we all know Zion is the first.
Yep.
Education. They're like, hey, so how many kids you guys plan on having? And then he said like, I fill up with baby till she can't make no more baby. That's the typical Jamaican mentality, man. You gotta plant and spread the seed.
Yes. It's very true.
Yeah, you know, it is what it is. I mean, I guess this is why we're Jamaican, Alpha.
Yeah, like we exactly. You know, we're not full. We don't have that full Jamaican nature to us. Like, but yeah, especially like all my relatives like from Jamaica. Yeah, they don't believe in that monogamy stuff at all.
Yeah, I mean, you know, but like you can't knock that, you know, because it's not natural. It's not natural to human nature. Kudos to those who do it.
Yeah.
You know, it's all good. No way, you know what I mean? Like, nobody's judging y'all. But at the same time, like, you know, one food.
Exactly. You're saying that you want numerous dishes.
You live in one town. You go to one house. You try working out with a playlist of one
song. I'm going to make sure that Jen listens to this so that she knows that she's one song. And I'm gonna tell her to pick which song she is.
Right, it's not for everybody. Let's just all agree that it's a choice.
Yeah, it definitely is. It's like and like you said, if you you know are with people, I think my main contention is just when people like feed the lie to someone who's looking for a monogamous relationship, but they're really like doing stuff on the side. It's like just be upfront, especially in this day and age. There's a lot of people out there that really don't care if you're sleeping around with other people because they're probably going to be doing the same thing. So,
and you know what? As much as I knock this current dating climate and the whole online thing, there's another advantage. The traveling.
Yeah.
Or if you travel, the easy access to people. And the other advantage is, if you want to call it an advantage, is as long as you have a profile up, it's already implied that you're out there. You're seeing what your options are. You're being single and you're seeing what's what.
Yeah.
Playing the field, if you will. Now, you could be playing the field for the quickest way to get out of the field, but as long as you're on an app, to acknowledge that you're on the World Wide Web looking for your partner, then it's pretty much understood that we're all just trying to find. We're all playing the numbers game.
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
So we're on the same page with that.
Yeah, I mean that's true. So, yeah. If anything, if this podcast teaches you anything, it's just go whichever way you want to go. Do what you want to do. Monogamy's fine. Polygamy's fine if that's what you choose to do. But just be upfront with the people you're with. That's one of the lessons of the day.
Yeah, man. Yeah, just be real about it, man. Just be real. Just be real and respectful. Man.
Exactly.
Like that's always been my main thing, and we should stop there, or else I'm gonna have to go into how I feel like ghosting is just the most disrespectful thing.
All right, so we can save that topic for another day because I feel like that will take us another 30 minutes.
There. Okay, maybe it's not the most. I'm not gonna go total hyperbole here.
But it's up there.
Yeah, it ain't low on the list.
All right, so we will transition and we will go into talking about Extreme Rules, which is this Sunday. Looks like a pretty decent card. I'll just run the card down real quick so you can give me some general thoughts about what you think about it. We got R-Truth against Goldust. There's going to be a mixed tag match with Rich Swann and Sasha Banks against Noam Dar and Alicia Fox. We got Neville against Austin Aries for the Cruiserweight title in the submission match. We got the Raw Tag Team Championships on the line. The Hardys against Cesaro and Sheamus in a steel cage match. The Raw Women's Championship on the line. Alexa Bliss against Bayley in a kendo stick on a pole match. I thought we were done with pole matches in 2017, but apparently we are not. And then we also have the Intercontinental Championship, Dean Ambrose against The Miz, where if Ambrose is disqualified, he loses the title. And then we have the five-way match for the Universal title #1 contendership, which is Samoa Joe, Finn Balor, who else we have now? Bray Wyatt. We got Who else? I forgot all the people that are in that match. Basically, a lot of people are in the match. Like to kind of summarize it, and so, what are your thoughts about the match the matches that are coming up on this Sunday, and just general thoughts about Extreme Rules?
All right. Well, first of all, these are my main thoughts. I mean, the whole new cruiserweight program and involving Alicia and now Sasha.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, are they watching The Bachelorette or something? Is this A for diversity? Are they trying to recreate Dusty Rhodes and Sapphire? Like, what are they trying to do?
Yeah, like it's a little weird, like what they've been doing with Alicia Fox, like, and this has been a long storyline that they've been doing with her, where she was with Cedric Alexander, and then she left him to get with Noam Dar, and then but she was exposed to be like just using Noam Dar, but then got back with him. It's a whole saga, like at this point, and I feel like they're just kind of putting Sasha in this because they don't know what to do with her right now, because I feel like they're biding their time and waiting to turn her heel so they can start a program between her and Bayley, but it's too early to do that now, so they're kind of just putting her in like a secondary type of feud until they get to that point.
Yo, they don't know what they're doing in their women's division at all at Raw. I mean, losing Charlotte just like crushed them. Keep in mind, did you see the tweet that Nia Jax put up after SmackDown?
I was just about to mention that tweet. Yeah, she pretty much annihilated their writing team. That it's nice that SmackDown uses all of their women, and it's true. Like it with Raw, even from the beginning of the brand split, when Raw was only focused on Charlotte and Sasha, and all the women were in the back were like barely being used or like having 2-minute matches. From the first day on SmackDown, they've used all of those women and had them all in feuds and on TV every week. So it's.
They are, man, they are nervous about this Bayley thing, man. But what makes them more nervous is that you can tell that Bayley is nervous about this whole Bayley thing. Like, it's just.
Oh yeah, that segment between her and Alexa Bliss this past week was brutal. It was just it was bad. I don't know who came up with that idea, but they're not playing to Bayley's strengths, and even Alexa Bliss, as good of a talker as she is, they just kind of left her out there to die with that horrible segment. And I don't know why they would approve something like that. It makes Bayley look bad. It makes Alexa Bliss look bad.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Why do you think they're bringing back old pole matches? Because they're trying to find a way. They're trying to give Bayley some sort of edge.
Yeah, and I get that. Like, I like the whole. I do like where they're going with the storyline of, is Bayley like, is she too nice, or is she willing to get mean, like the way that Alexa Bliss is mean? Does she have a mean side? I do like that they've been playing that up, but I just think the execution has just been a little off, and I don't know if that's to blame on the writing, if it's to blame on Bayley, but they need to figure it out quick, because they're losing the luster of what made Bayley so popular in NXT in the first place.
Yeah, man, and look, this is something, I'm not going to say that I was wrong about this, but since the Superstar shakeup, what has happened so far, which has actually turned out to be a good thing, whether they planned it or not, is that the main focus hasn't been the world titles. You do that, it allows for people, like on SmackDown side, to get opportunities at the World Championship level that wouldn't happen otherwise.
Yep.
Meantime, it elevates the mid-card titles.
Yep.
Carry the show.
Yeah, like one of the best things I think Raw did a couple of weeks ago was when Dean Ambrose came out and said, Brock's not here, so I got the number one title right now. And then they had the biggest superstars on Raw fight in a contendership, number one contender match for the Intercontinental Championship. And it's like, I can't remember the last time that they treated the Intercontinental title so, with such regard on Raw. Like, to have 4 of their top superstars fight for the number one contendership. Like, and I thought that was a big deal. And over on SmackDown, they've been doing a good job of elevating the U.S. title by putting AJ Styles against Kevin Owens in it. And like you said, it opened it up to now Jinder Mahal, the Maharaja, becoming the WWE champion, and that would have never happened before the brand split.
Dude, he's killing it, but we're not talking SmackDown now. But yeah, I mean, Brock's not there. The Hardys don't lose.
Yep.
So the tag team division makes no sense either.
Yep.
And there's no way you're not gonna main event a 3-hour pay-per-view with TJP.
Yeah.
So the best feud is the U.S. title feud.
Yeah.
That's the most consistent thing they got. Braun's out.
Yep.
Yeah, it's the most consistent thing they got. But I will say this though, my biggest disappointment in this card is the one dude they're missing, and I keep forgetting to mention this dude for the past like 3-4 podcasts.
Who?
Son, yo, there is no better. I've never seen a better gimmick, or just like a more easy to get gimmick. Like it's right there in the title, and it's just in your face. Like what's there to not get? Than the Drifter.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
What is there not to understand? What does he do? He drifts.
Yes, exactly. And he's been doing well on Raw the last couple of weeks when he's had matches. Like I think he's definitely improved from when he was in NXT. But I just love the gimmick of him just like walking on screen, not saying anything, just drifting by, and just like it's a fun gimmick. And it's like
yo, and I didn't even know his name was Elias Sampson until he wrestled. His name was Elias Sampson. I didn't want to hear him talk.
Yeah, exactly. I wish that they didn't even have him talk. I wish they just drifted by, just playing his guitar, and the only time he ever talks is when he's singing his songs in the ring.
I know. I wish they just had milked that more. But I will say this: he's actually pretty good in the ring.
Yeah, he surprised me because in NXT he was okay, but I feel like he's improved a lot, like since he's been moved up to the main roster.
Hey, that's the beauty of not watching NXT, man. He's so fresh to me.
Yeah. Because in NXT, like the crazy part is in NXT he was a jobber, like he pretty much never won in NXT, and now they brought him up to Raw, and he is fighting tooth and nail with Dean Ambrose, and and even wins via disqualification. So it just shows that just because you weren't a big deal in NXT, if they see something in you, they could bring you up, and you could still make a name for yourself on the main roster.
Yeah, but there's just something like just so universally like tangible and authentic about it, and original about it. Like you can't boo it. You know what I mean? Like you just can't. You may not be into it. Like whenever you play the song, you clearly can't sing along to it.
Yeah.
It's like, but you're not like boo. Wasting my time with this. Like no, there's something really interesting.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like his gimmick is just a fun gimmick. It reminds me of like the best parts of the Attitude Era. What I will always say, like I think this era is better when we're talking about in-ring product and the talent available. But during the Attitude Era, the thing that they had is that every character mattered, and every character like drew your attention and made you care about them, no matter how silly the gimmick was or whatever. And I think this character of the Drifter, where literally he just drifts on the screen playing a guitar or whatever, it just for some reason it captures your attention and you want to see more of him.
Right, he's a new character that you want to learn about. When you establish such a clear premise for a character so quickly in your show, you just say like, okay, I look forward to this show just so I can see the Drifter. It's not about titles or storylines. Like he's just an interesting character. Like, oh,
yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, like I want to see more of him because he.
Number one rule of TV. Number one rule of all TV and entertainment. You have to be likable.
Yeah.
And even when you're evil, even when you're a heel, you have to be deliciously likable.
Exactly. Like exactly. The best shows have the best villains as well as the best heroes. It's like it's somebody that when they're on the screen, you don't want to turn the TV.
Right, especially if it's someone that you want to keep repeating. So it's something like a weekly episodic TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah, your characters better be some kind of thing. It's not all about the story. Your characters better be someone that people are actually want to invest in to take time out of their weekly personal routines to watch.
Yeah.
Right, and the Drifter is off to a great start on that path because if you're again, we talk about this all the time. If you're gonna start watching wrestling today,
yeah,
the best way to do it. And I'm telling you, it's like this is why I can't watch Lost or The Walking Dead I really couldn't watch The Walking Dead because they had the one black dude was named T-Dog or T-Bone, and that wasn't even creative. But I just can't just step into Game of Thrones or something like that. And they're not necessarily my kind of shows, and they were way too popular to begin with. I just started to watch it. All I'd have is these questions like, yo, I don't get it. Like, who is this? Like, who's that? What's going on? Da 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 da.
Yeah.
You need that with someone like the Drifter.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I get you completely. Like, I think that he's a perfect act for what they need, like a perfect mid card act. Like, he's not someone that you could see in the main event, at least not at this point in his career. But he's someone that during the middle of a show when it's like 9:20 and you put him on the screen, it'll make people stay tuned because you want to see what he's up to. And that's what the WWE used to have a lot of, where like every character, no matter how high or low they were on the card, you wanted to see what they were up to. Like even when they had friggin' Crash Holly doing the 24/7 thing, you didn't want to miss it because you want to see what crazy antics Crash was up to this week. And that's kind of how it is with the Drifter. You want to see what he's up to this week.
Right, and yeah, for the record, I'm not saying the WWE or the Drifter is as great as The Wire. That's not where I'm going. That's not where I'm going with that. Got to cover your tracks this day and age, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah, we out there in the public.
Yes, because the headline will be GK says WWE greater than The Wire.
Yeah, don't take me out of context.
Exactly. But yeah, so I mean, yeah, like I mean, I'm looking forward to this card. I think that it has a potential to be pretty good. Like I don't know why this Extreme Rules. The only match that I guess can be deemed kind of extreme is the kendo stick on a pole match, and I guess the steel cage match. So I think that these matches could have been saved for another pay-per-view rather than Extreme Rules. But overall, the card looks okay. I think that 5-way is going to be incredible. Like the talent that they have in it. Like I think that they could really, and I'm really interested to see who they have win to go up against Brock, because before Strowman got injured, I think the plan was it was going to be Strowman, and then that was going to carry on for most of the year. But now with him injured, they have to put somebody else to face Brock. So I'm really interested to see who they decide on, because I think that'll kind of give you direction of who they see as like the number one face on their show for the next for the foreseeable future.
All right, well then, I mean, then I think this is the only match that we really need to think about predicting. Now, I'm not. I know I've mentioned this in the last couple podcasts, but that the Finn Balor thing, I don't knock. I just don't fully get. And I was wondering how, like he doesn't have much of a leg to stand on because he debuted and he got injured so fast.
Yeah.
But he's, so he's clearly over, but I think like he's blindly over.
No, I think that he's got over. I think they did themselves a great service for him by doing that 24/7 special, because I don't know if you've watched it yet on the network, but it was great. It really gave you a backstory, about what his love for wrestling, and the trials and tribulations he went through with his injury, the emotions he went through. It's the greatest night of his life, winning the major championship in WWE, then having to give it up the next night, and the kind of depression that he had about that. And I think that because I felt like you could notice the difference. From before they aired that special to afterwards, and the crowd is really on his side now, and you can see that the crowd is kind of really into him now, whereas when he first returned they were like, oh, okay, it's cool to see him back, but they weren't really invested in him. But now I think that they're invested in him because of his story on the network.
All right, well, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because besides that, Paul Heyman coming out of nowhere,
yeah,
endorse him out of nowhere,
yeah,
out of nowhere.
Yeah, that was completely out of the blue, and for I don't remember what exactly it was that Heyman said, but it was something along the lines of that Brock doesn't worry about any of the other guys, but he worries about you. And I said, whoa, that is crazy praise to give to Finn Balor when you have guys like Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, former champions in the match, and Heyman comes out and says that Brock isn't worried about them, he's worried about Finn Balor. That's crazy praise.
Well, this is what I think. I think that I still can't physically believe Finn Balor beating him. I just don't see that. Or if they want that match to happen, they clearly see some box office in that, so I don't think that they should just give that away.
Yeah.
If they really want to happen, it's too soon.
Yeah, I think that they can play that up, because I think the advantage that they have with that match is the whole demon persona of Balor, because like when he wrestles regularly, it's like, yeah, he's a really skinny dude and like whatever, but there's something about when he puts on the paint that even when he was fighting a dude like Samoa Joe or whatever, it's like it kind of makes it feel like the plane is even, like it's like and also like they can do the classic David and Goliath, like of like this smaller guy trying to overcome this beast. And I think that Finn Balor can work that type of style. Like, I mean, Rey Mysterio made a career off of that, and I think, and he got super over because of that. And I think Finn Balor can use that to its advantage.
Yeah, but if the 24/7 special is as good as you say it is, then you humanize them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not. So that's what's got him over. It's him as himself. It's not the demon.
Yeah, but I think, but they even like touched upon the whole demon thing in the special, like why he does it and like, all that. And I think so it kind of showed him as a regular person and then why he puts on the demon mask and like, and the face paint and all that and what that means to him. So it gives you another perspective of him also. Like it's really well done. I think you should check it out when you get a chance because like I even have people that like weren't really into Finn and they said after watching that special, like they're into him now. They like because they feel like they know him personally now.
I will say this: I've watched his entrance so many times, and my immediate thought is I can't think of any other higher level star that has probably had more work and redo and like the stuff that they threw against the wall and just didn't stick.
Mm-hmm.
Because look how simple his entrance is.
Yeah.
He walks out, he flicks the collar on his jacket like he's the Fonz.
Yeah.
On his jacket wearing tight, like whatever he does, it's almost like if you don't know what to do, if you can't think of anything cool to say or do, when in doubt, just flick your collar up, and then that part of the music, just lift your hand.
Yeah.
Like there's no way that's how they originally planned it. They must have gone through like so many things that didn't work, or that they wanted it to work so bad that they just like cut their losses. They were just like, yeah, man, just wear a jacket and just like
yeah,
just wear a jacket and just like and that part of the song that goes, yeah, just raise your arms when you do it.
Yeah.
We'll flip the lights off too. Like we'll help you out, but like damn, like but you just can't pose or smile or nothing. Like nothing you do works. Like think about it. Like they must have been in a boardroom for months trying to figure that out. No, I'm telling you, watch his entrance. Watch his entrance. That you thought was so cool before. I might have just ruined it for you, but just watch. Look how simple it is, and just think about how many different iterations of that entrance must have happened for them just to settle on. Yeah, just put on this jacket.
But I think like that's kind of like supposed to symbolize the character. Like it's just like when he's not in the makeup, he's just cool and calm and like just, and they kind of played that up in NXT a little bit where it's like when he didn't have the makeup on, he's like a cool guy and he just doesn't take things as seriously and he's more laid back. But when the demon paint's on, that's when he's like up against an opponent that he knows he has to get 100% serious about. So I think like the jacket and the whole flipping of the thing is supposed to symbolize like I'm cool, I'm here, like I'm confident, like I'm cocky. That's kind of like the persona that's coming off. But the demon is like, yeah, this person I'm facing is a real challenge, so I need to up my game.
You just called him the honky tonk man. You didn't realize it.
Yeah, I did kind of go into the honky tonk song right there. I didn't realize it. It must be emblazoned in my emblazoned in my brain from years of hearing that song.
My God, I'm telling you, do that. The next time Finn Balor comes out, put it on mute and just play the honky tonk man's theme music. I'm telling you, I bet you it'll work.
Oh God, now I have to do that and put it on YouTube and see like because the greatest thing about to the modern day and social media is when they take a video and then they splice it up with something that has a song that has nothing to do with that, like the same like when they put Bad and Bougie to like a kids cartoon like a couple months ago and it was perfect because the kids were dancing and it was like so on beat, and but mind you the cartoon came out years before Bad and Bougie came out, but someone synced it to match up perfectly with the cartoon, and that little things like that is why I love the internet.
You didn't see that Olivia Newton-John like Mormon like tight spandex like 1979
with Kendrick Lamar's song, right?
And then they said it to Kendrick Lamar, "Be humble."
Yeah. Oh my god, yo! I posted that the other day. That is like one of the funniest videos I've seen on the internet forever. If you have the time, just look up Kendrick Lamar, "Be Humble" with a bunch of like I don't even know what that video is from. It just looks like some aerobic exercise video from like 1983, but it is the greatest thing you'll ever see. So, like go Google it, please.
I feel like I gave a good idea away. I'm telling you, set up Finn Balor's entrance to the Honky Tonk Man theme music. I'm telling you, it's gonna work.
Oh.
You can picture it right now.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm gonna splice it. I'm gonna do it tonight, and then see if I can make that video, and if I'm able to create it, or I'll find one of my more tech savvy friends to do it for me, so they could blend it perfectly, and then once it's done, I'll send it to you.
I got a long sideburn and my hair slicked back, coming to your. I'm telling you, it's gonna work.
Oh God, I'm laughing just at picturing it now. All right, yeah, we got to get on that.
I'm telling you, man. Yo, that could be our new thing, son.
Yeah, that's how we get popular. Just like splicing current wrestling with old wrestling theme songs.
I'm telling you, man.
Like just have Baron Corbin come out to the Boogeyman's entrance, or just like I don't even know, like have Bray Wyatt come out to AJ Lee's entrance. Like just splice it up like that, or have Jinder Mahal come out to Real American. Like this is what we need to do. This is how we get this podcast on the map.
Hey, or Hulk Hogan coming out to Bray Wyatt's entrance. Yeah. Like he's coming out like pointing. He's pointing from the entrance all the way like.
And catching flies. He's just pointing and ripping his shirt off. Yes.
I'm telling you, it could work. Man, it could work.
I think the better idea is to have like the old wrestling videos spliced with today's music. I think that would be even better. Like I don't even know, like Ultimate Warrior coming out to Seth Rollins' song, or like.
Oh, see, you want to know why I feel like that wouldn't work as well? Because the older songs are more popular than the newer songs.
That's true. The older songs would be better because like people who aren't wrestling fans today wouldn't know what these new songs are.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I mean? So to have Abdul the Butcher come out to Glorious wouldn't make sense.
Exactly. To have Bruiser Brody come out to Nakamura's theme wouldn't make sense.
Yo, I read the funniest joke online. So like I need to stop reading comments, man. But sometimes you be finding gems. I read this whole like real journalist story about how Rihanna how she just literally changed Game 1 of the NBA Finals.
Yeah.
Pretty much how she inspired KD to run Rough Shot.
Yeah.
All right, so like I thought it was real because he said it so matter of fact, but like for the body's like it reminds me of when Jody Watley got Greg Kite's head during the '86 finals. Yo, two of the most random references: Jody Watley and Greg Kite. And she wasn't big solo yet, but she still had some Shalimar fame. I was like, yo, son.
Oh man, that's good. That is good.
Hours, or that just came up like right in the spot, and he just couldn't hold it in.
Yes, exactly. You know that he was like, I got to put this on print. I have to.
Genius.
Yes. So let's give our predictions for the main event, since I feel like that's really the only match that kind of matters at Extreme Rules. So it's a 5-way. It's Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, Finn Balor, Bray Wyatt, and Samoa Joe. So who do you have winning the match?
Like I said, there's more money. I think there's more money if they hold off on Finn if they want to do that. So Finn's out.
Yeah.
They don't know. They don't know what to do with Seth. Seth is just lost as a face in general. Seth's out.
Yeah.
Roman, I think they'll hold to WrestleMania. Roman's out.
Yeah.
Leave Samoa Joe and Bray.
Yeah.
I would pick Bray because Bray literally has nothing going on.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, unless they don't feel the Brock Lesnar reclamation project is complete.
Yeah.
If they feel it's complete, then it's going to be Joe. If they don't feel it's complete, it's going to be Bray.
Yeah.
So I haven't narrowed down to those two.
Yeah, like I'm kind of in the same boat as you. I feel like it's going to. I feel like it's going to be Bray. That's my official prediction. I feel like they just feel like that's probably a money match that people will want to see. In my heart, I'd rather it be Joe just because it's a match that I think might be a little bit better, a little bit more hard hitting. I'd love to see the two of them, like basically like the two biggest badasses in WWE go head to head. And also, I don't think Bray can afford another loss. Like, like he lost at WrestleMania. Like he technically won the rematch against Randy at Payback, but it was with assistance. So it's not like it was a strong victory. So I don't think he can afford a loss to Bray Wyatt here. I think Joe can afford a loss to Brock because he's still like relatively new, and if he just had a good showing where he kind of beats the crap out of Brock, but Brock just beats the crap out of him more and wins, it'll make both of them look good, and it'll raise Joe's stock to make him look like he could hang with the Beast. Like I think like Bray Wyatt being in there doesn't really do much, but unfortunately I think that's the way they are going to go because they want like a marquee matchup. So I'm predicting Bray wins it.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're pretty much on the same skateboard here.
Yeah. So that pretty much sums up like what we think about Extreme Rules. Do you have anything else like in the world of wrestling or sports or news that you want to talk about before we get out of here?
Man, the NBA Finals is probably here. Do you see how that shakes out?
Yep.
The Stanley Cup Finals are here. You know what I mean? I'm actually rooting for Nashville.
Yeah, me too. I'm like hoping they can. They're kind of in a hole now, but I think that they'll get Game 3.
And then that thing that went viral over 10 years ago. Leave Britney alone. Leave Tiger Woods alone.
Yes. So the poor Tiger Woods, man, is like, damn. Like he took some medication. It screwed him up. He gets a DUI, and everyone's demonizing him before they even get all the facts. The dude wasn't drunk. He just took medication, and it messed him up. And it's like Tiger Woods can't catch a break, man. I feel so bad for the guy.
Think about what did he ever do to y'all?
Yeah.
Right? He stepped out on his wife.
Exactly. That's like, and see, and that's another thing. Jen, my beautiful wife, Jen, and I, we discussed the other day. Is like we don't understand people's obsession with if some political figure or entertainer or whatever is like it cheats on their spouse, and they like demonize a person. It's like, why do you care? Like, how does that affect you? Like, it's like the spouse is the one that has to deal with it. Like, if the spouse forgives them, then that's on the spouse. But if the spouse leaves them, that's their decision. But who are we to judge and say, oh, this person's a horrible person because they cheated? It's like there's tons of people who have cheated, and they're not particularly horrible people. They might have done it for various reasons.
Right, it's like we said in the beginning of the podcast. I mean, if that's your thing, don't get married.
Exactly. Like
don't be married. But I'm telling you, but for some reason, it's these kind of people that need to be married.
Yeah, and that which doesn't make any sense, especially politicians. Like it just never makes any sense to me. Like, why are you a politician and get married and then like cheat or have secret affairs? Like, why do that? Just be but there's something like, cause I think this spurred up because I was watching the documentary about Anthony Weiner the other day, and both like my wife and I, we were just like, why not just be a single dude? If you like sending pictures of your stuff to random women, and you want to be a politician, just be single. Because if he was single and that happened, people would say, oh, that's kind of weird, but all right. But it's the fact that he was married and had a kid, and he's still sending pictures of his junk to random women. It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, but if you're a public figure running for public office, like politicians, I get, right? You have to have a spouse for optics. That I get.
But that's what I'm saying. But it's only for optics. But it's like, who cares? It's like it's whoever should do the best job. It's like people. I feel like a lot of these politicians get married just because they know it looks good, and then they get caught up in these scandals because they don't really want to be married. They want to be single and play the field, but it doesn't look as savory as being married.
Or you can be Donald Trump and be married multiple times, and for whatever reason, for the first time ever, not an issue.
Exactly. Which is oh my God, I can't even get started on him, man. It's just it just like baffles my mind that like all these standards that they've held politicians to for years, like somehow with Trump they go, oh, that's all right, it's okay. He's been married multiple times and cheated on his spouses multiple times and is on trial for sexual assault. It's okay. But like, if any other politician in history did that, they wouldn't even sniff the presidency, let alone win it. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, well, I always said the difference between Tiger Woods and Derek Jeter is that Derek Jeter was smart enough not to get married.
Exactly, and that's why I say if you want to be a single dude, just be a single dude. Like Derek Jeter, he played it right all the way. While he was playing, while he was traveling city to city and had access to like some of the most beautiful women in the world, he stayed single. He had these crazy contracts that he had women sign. He like let them leave after he smashed them with fruit baskets, and he enjoyed his life. And then once he retired, he got one of the most beautiful women on the planet and married her. That's the way to do it.
Yeah, I mean, for the record, they weren't fruit baskets. They were highly loaded gift bags. number one. And number two, that's how I'm going to end this, man. Shout out to Derek Jeter.
Yes.
And let me just explain this why. Not because he recently got his number two enshrined, with the Yankees Hall of Fame. Now, one of the most amazing things about when I think about my sports fandom and me being such a diehard New Yorker is I'm not a diehard Yankees fan. When proximity-wise, that I grew up near Yankee Stadium. I was only 15 minutes away from Yankee Stadium.
Yeah.
By proximity alone, I should be a Yankee fan.
Yeah.
But when two things happen, Yankees fans are, come on, they're obnoxious as hell. But again, combined being a New Yorker and supporting a team that actually wins in New York.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So like as an older person now, I get it.
Yeah.
So that's number one. But during those formative years, I didn't attach my heart wagon to the Yankees.
Yeah.
So if it's outside of basketball, if it's outside of international competition, if it's outside even wrestling, for better or worse, and I attach my heart wagon and I pay special attention to individual players. That's why I always have a soft spot for New York Ranger captain Mark Messier.
Oh yeah.
For example, right?
Yeah.
Derek Jeter, I think, is the most fascinating, classic, superstar athlete icon of the last 30 years. And I'm including Jordan. I'm not saying he's a greater star than Jordan.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is Jeter is the only famous person I know, especially coming from athletics.
Yeah.
For lack of a better word, he is colorless.
Yes.
And, you've seen his parents. He clearly has a black father and a white mother.
Yep.
And any famous person of color, there's at least some significant percentage of his success, or at least part of his identity, that is attributed to him being of color.
Yeah.
That does not apply to Derek Jeter.
No.
And here's the thing. I don't see anything wrong with it.
No. It's like, yeah, Jeter is just like, he never identified with anything. And like, there's been some criticisms of people like saying he should stand up for things and have whatever. But it's like the reason he's so beloved by everyone is because he's like, he's just like toes the line. He's like, he never did anything scandalous, never said anything scandalous, never did anything even remotely controversial. So it's like, and even down to his dating habits, like he made sure he wasn't tabloid fodder by even like he was in a relationship with Mariah Carey and still like came out looking like roses. It's incredible. It's like anything he did it with such like grace and like, class, that you could never fault him for it. And like you said, he was colorless. Like everyone loves Derek Jeter. I don't like even like Red Sox fans or even people who don't like the Yankees. They like Derek Jeter. He's just a classy dude.
Well, I guess this is the perfect way I can button this up. Derek Jeter there's no more historically racist mainstream sport in America than baseball.
No, not at all.
No sport that like that tries to stick to its old traditions and habits and the old boys club rules than baseball. So especially people of color always have it hard in baseball.
Yeah.
Derek Jeter somehow bypassed that. Derek Jeter is somehow just Derek Jeter. Derek Jeter is defined by the way he carried himself and how well he played on the baseball field, and that comes in first and foremost. So what he is he's pretty much the living embodiment of Martin Luther King's dream. He's not judged by the color of his skin, but the content of his character.
Yeah.
And I can't think of any superstar, any celebrity, any public figure, modern day or past, that actually accomplished that.
Yeah, it's true.
Derek Jeter.
Derek Jeter. So, I mean, on that note, I don't think we can go out on a better high than talking about the captain.
Yeah.
So, we will wrap up this episode. Thank you once again, GK, for joining me. And any final words? Or are you all good?
Nah, man, respect.
Yeah, respect to the captain. All right. So once again for GK, this is Julian, and GK, bring us out, man.
Oh yeah, remember, check us out on YouTube, Twitter. Where else are we at?
We getting that Instagram page up this week. So look out for it. It's probably going to be Julian and GK unless that's taken. If not, we'll update you next week.
All right, but we're still Julian and GK on YouTube.
Yeah.
We're still Julian and GK on Twitter.
Yep.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Shout us out, man. You shout us out, we'll shout you out.
Yeah, exactly. So
just let us know. You know what I mean? We're all in this together.
Exactly.
But I mean, we're all connected by the love.
Oh man, I felt that one.
Yeah, of life and wrestling, you dig?
Yeah. You preaching.
Yeah, so yeah. Till next time, for Julian and GK, we Jamaican Alpha, and we are out.